The opinions and views expressed in the following program are those of the speakers and the host, and do not necessarily reflect those of Yoakley Scott Corporation and your sports network.
Yeah, I've been closer to Jesus before, so can you help me out? Oh, can you help me out? Am I on my own? Am I on my own? But can you help me out? Am I on my own? Am I on my own? Or can you help me out? Can you help me out? I've been scared to look in my soul. I've been afraid I would follow the road. Yeah, afraid of the things I've been told.
Hello, everybody. Welcome inside a Thursday episode of Running Point on YSNLive.com. As you can tell, we have a full house today. Ty Bartell with me for the second time this week. It's like old times, Mr. Ty Bartell, and he's coming on because we have someone that he's pretty familiar with, and I hope everyone in YSN Nation is pretty familiar with. Riley Simons there below us, the assist queen at Austintown Fitch, just a sophomore. Riley, thanks for coming on today.
No, thank you.
I brought her along, and because she only happens to be top 5 in assists in the entire state of Ohio this season too. And you talked about being just a sophomore, Riley. I know that volleyball has kind of just been in your blood for quite a few years now. Just talk about continuing the success from last year too. What's the difference like going from freshman season to sophomore year? Is there a different feeling going into this season?
Yeah, this season I just wanted to be more of a leader and have a bigger role on the team. Like last year, I was a little scared going into this season because I didn't know how the teammates would react to a freshman playing. But now I'm just much more comfortable this season.
One of the things I see when I get to watch your games, you really are really good at spreading the ball around, and you have a great rhythm with all your hitters, not just one or two. What's that been like to continue to build your rhythm and your relationship with all the hitters that you have at your disposal?
Yeah, I think having a good relationship with all your hitters is very necessary, and I'm able to trust all of them to be able to score every time. So it's great being able to set anybody at any time.
Anthony mentioned you're the assist queen now over at Fitch. You've amassed over 1,500 in your career in just 2 seasons so far. But you're not the first Simons to do that. Laney holds the most digs in Fitch history. Todd owns the most points in basketball in Fitch history. It's a long list in that family too. Was it cool to add your name to that long list too? And is there talks when the whole family gets together about all you guys on that list at Fitch?
Yeah, I definitely I wanted more records than Todd. He has more than I thought he did, but it's great that we all have records here.
Still got a couple years left though, and you're racking them up left and right. So,
what I want to ask is something I'm sure everyone that plays Fitch wants to ask. What's with your family, and how are they able to continue to churn these amazing athletes out? Talk about the competitiveness of your family and what kind of it's like being a part of, a group that has so many, great athletes.
Yeah, both my parents were both multi-sport athletes, so they just put us into sports right away. And I grew up watching my siblings playing because they're a few years older than me. So I just grew up in the atmosphere and I wanted to be a part of it.
obviously, winning is first and foremost your goal as the team and what everyone wants to do. But I know you always wanting to go for records, always trying to be better than you were the last match. You look at the ability that you've had to have over 700 assists this season. You're going to probably get right around 800 for the regular season. You have a chance to potentially get 1,000 assists in a season with a decent tournament run. Has that been one of your goals too, or is that something you've looked ahead for?
Yeah, I just want to go further in the tournament this year And if we get as far as like able to get it that far that I can get 1,000 assists, that'd be great. But like I don't expect that for myself.
Earlier this interview, you talked about how you stepped into a little bit more of a confident leader this year. And this Fitch team has had a great season, but it hasn't been without its adversity. You've had a couple of bumps along the way. How much have you seen your and your seniors' leadership kind of get you through the couple of tough times that this team has had?
Afton and I have just like tried to do our best as the captains, and we've tried to just like motivate others to like step up in those positions when it was very unexpected, the injuries that we faced. So we just like are trying our best to help everyone and get them back into it.
Every season's special for different reasons too, and every team's special for different reasons. What has been so special about this team this year for you?
The biggest like um the biggest thing is like running the different offense that like we ran this year, and being older, like I'm not the youngest on the team anymore. Like we do have a freshman playing, like helping her get better as well. Just as like we have people in every class playing this year, and I just think that's the best part.
You know, when you look back on the preseason and some of the things that this team kind of had in their mindset, you probably were feeling like you were a little bit under the radar. A lot of people were saying, "Well, they lost Jocelyn Jordan, one of the best players in the whole state last year. Maybe this Fitch team won't be as good." But here you are, you know, just as firepower as ever. Did you guys have kind of a chip on your shoulder this year when you were heading into the season?
Yeah, to be honest, like I didn't even know what this season was gonna be like. I didn't know what to expect, and I think we are performing very well. And yeah, people like underestimated us. I just think that we proved them wrong. Like we're doing better than everyone expected.
What's it mean to you to be able to continue that success from the teams prior to you winning the conference once again and having another successful season?
I, I think it's great that we continue to win the conference. I know um, other teams in the conference thought they were going to beat us this year, and they really wanted to, but we just proved that we're not losing a conference game, and we're going to continue our streak.
You got one more game to finish out the conference slate, and you have an opportunity to go undefeated in the conference. And you already have the championship under wraps, but what will it mean to this team to just finish that off and say, no one in this conference beat us?
I think it's just like a bit of a confidence boost for us and like some motivation going into the tournament that, yeah, we are conference champs, and like no one in our conference can take us down.
I love that the undefeated too for 3 consecutive years. If they complete that win too, that's incredible. But I love that the Simons family is never satisfied. Like you guys can churn out great season after great season, but you continue to always want to be greater. You are already in line for with what you're averaging, doing something very special, and that's potentially getting 3,000 assists in your career, which is one of only 4 players have done that career wise in the state of Ohio. But when you talk about just getting better and you went from 10 to 10 and a half assists a set, what were the things you were looking to improve on in your already great game from last year to this year? And what are the things you want to look to improve on going forward?
Last year, I we set the outside a lot, and that was something I definitely wanted to change because I thought we were very predictable last year, and I did not want that this year. Like I wanted to be able to spread the offense, and last year I just didn't feel like I was like a little lazy getting to the ball. I know like I still got there and it was still a good set, but I just wanted to be like more technical with the things I was doing.
This year, obviously, first year head coach Coach Herberger comes into the mix as well. Talk about what it's been like to bring her into the mix and what she's brought to this program and what she's brought to your game.
I think she's a good influence on like she's been a great coach so far, and she she is very helpful in like all aspects, not just coaching the sport. Like she knows how like how to correct people and how to like she knows how to, I don't know how to word this, like push you in the right direction, I'll say.
Looking at your career overall, I know you've had a lot of great minds help influence you inside and outside the sport. Is there a bit of advice or maybe something that someone's told you along the way that you kind of hold close to you that's been impactful to you that you kind of keep in the back of your mind?
I just always like strive for perfection, but it's not expected. Like you shouldn't expect perfection, but I strive for it.
We've talked so much about you on the court. Let's get to know you a little bit off the court too. What are some of your favorite subjects in school? You're a student athlete. Student comes first in that word for a reason. What do you like to study?
My favorite subject is math.
You got a favorite teacher you've had there so far?
Well, right now my math teacher is our coach, so he's a good teacher.
You get the double as it too. What's something? Do you see parallels from the coach to the math teacher too, from both of them?
Yeah, she's very helpful in both. Very nice and calm.
Do you think she's a pretty analytical person? Like, does she bring that math teacher mindset into her volleyball coaching?
Yeah, I think it has a lot to do with it.
You talk about big wins. You guys have had quite a few of them this season. What's your favorite? What's your favorite meal or place to go after a big win?
I just like something quick, so like I'll just go to like Chick-fil-A or something.
Oh, what are you getting at Chick-fil-A? What's the order? What's the pregame order?
I get a spicy chicken sandwich, and I usually get like a fruit cup instead of fries with a sweet tea.
Good thing that's a post-game meal and not a pre-game meal. Can you imagine eating a
Yeah.
spicy chicken sandwich before volleyball?
It's
No.
popular around the team, man. That she's not the first one that says that spicy chicken sandwich is the real deal at Chick-fil-A.
Riley, I want you to take us through a typical game day, what you do to get yourself in that right mindset, and how it's like to kind of go through a whole day preparing for the game.
I just try to drink like a lot of water throughout the game. I like right before the game, I like to listen to music sometimes and just like get in the right mental focus of like, and I try to encourage others to do that. Like I don't really do much to like get locked into the game though.
Your family is such big supporters of you too. They're your number one fans all the way overall too. I see the social media posts. I always see them in the stands too. What's it mean to you to have such a good support system that's always there cheering you on?
I think it's really helpful. Like I always know someone's there watching me and supporting me, and I always want to perform better for them.
Riley, my last question to you is, who are some role models that you have in your life? The people that you go to when you need inspiration, you need to pick me up, you need a boost, whatever it may be. Who are those people in your life for you?
I have my parents or like my grandmas. I love talking to them, and like my aunts, they really help me. Like I'll go to them about like anything.
Before we let you go, Riley, favorite memory of this season, and then shout out all your supporters.
Oh, my favorite memory? I don't even know. I honestly don't know. Maybe like team camp. That was fun. We went to like a water park. That's all I can think of right now.
And then give a shout out to your supporters, the people that are there for you, the people that are in your corner, whoever you think deserves the limelight at the end of this interview.
Yeah, I want to thank like my family that comes out and supports me every game, and like my teammates, and thank you for always like pushing me and especially supporting like all the achievements I've had. It's like thank all the coaches I've had.
Well, Riley, we love to support you here at YSN, and we continue to support you as your amazing career continues at Austintown Fitch. We're always rooting for you, and we're always in your corner here at Running Point and with YSN. And we thank you for joining us today.
Thanks.
Riley Simons from Austintown Fitch, the assist queen down there, and what she's doing early in her career, phenomenal. What we've already seen out of her to step on as a freshman and have the freshman season she did last year, but then one up it this year. And I think, Ty, you see her a lot too. I've seen her, a handful of times live. You've seen her way more than I have, so you can attest to this. I think she's a better setter than she was last year. She's spreading the ball around a lot more. She said herself she's getting the balls faster. Her setting was always great last year, but now it's like there's this new level of just her relationship with her hitters that she's hitting, and it's phenomenal.
I don't even think she's peaked yet, too, is the phenomenal, most phenomenal thing. I think there's still a lot more to her game that's left. And I mean, like we said, 1,500 assists, and she's not even done with this season yet. Like, she's on pace right now to do become one of what would be 5 then if she would be the 5th. Only 4 volleyball players in the state of Ohio have eclipsed 3,000 assists in a career. Like, it's an incredible feat, and the fact that she has an even opportunity if she keeps up the pace that she's done so far to do that, it's phenomenal. And like you said, Ann, she went from 10 assists a set to 10.5, and even that half assist is a huge difference as far as spreading the ball around. And the thing that I've always been impressed is the way she can clear from one side of the court to the next. I've watched her set from the far side all the way to the near side, and it be on a perfect tee for a kill, like precision out the wazoo for sure.
And one of the things that I had to ask her about this year compared to last, because I felt like last year she, wasn't given enough credit because they had Jocelyn Jordan, and people were like, well, you're setting a superstar, of course you're going to have a lot of assists. You're setting one of the best hitters in the state. I think this year she's come and proved like, hey, Jordan was really, really good, and it was an honor to set her for a year, but I'm a dang good setter, and I'm setting up these hitters, and I'm making all of my hitters look really, really good this year.
She flipped the script in what everyone was thinking, and that Jordan made her better. But in actuality, I mean, Jordan, phenomenal athlete, but she makes the team better. She elevates them with the way that she can play, and she can spread the love around. And she, like you said, Ann, she's done a great job this season. You see the kill numbers are up too. Heck, I mean, you look at Jordan Smith too, and where she's at too. I think she's top 25 in the division in kills right now in the state. So I mean,
then you also, Ty, you can't not talk about Riley Simons' defense. She's a 5-1 setter, which means she's in all the rotations. She blocks pretty dang well. She had 4 blocks last night against Louisville, and then she can go in the back row and play excellent defense and not be a liability back there. So her ability to do everything that lets you run her as a 5-1 setter. Never a liability on the top row, in the front row, and never a liability in the back row, which makes it easy for a coach to say, hey, we're going to run a 5-1 with Riley. We're going to throw her out there, and we're going to trust that she's going to be able to do everything that we need her to do.
And the thing about it is too, and you'll ask any volleyball coach in the area or around the state, and they'll all tell you that if we can have that setter position checked for the next few years, if we know what we're getting there, it's going to make life a whole heck of a lot easier in trying to just develop everything else around it.
How about that? The blessing that Austintown Fitch has had in the setter position over the last 4, 5, 6 years. I mean, you look at that. Emma Bartlett had 3 great varsity years of setting. 2 of them were running a 6-2. One of them was a 5-1. But she still had the record of assists, which tells you all you need to know when she only had 1 year of running the complete rotation of the setter. And then you had Aaron Burke right behind her that came in and did a wonderful job when Emma graduated. Now you have Riley Simons. It's been a blessing of riches for Fitch when it comes to the setting position.
Riley Simons is, in my opinion, too, at that same level as you talk with Sydney Watts and Fitch and around that community and what she's able to do. Like it's that special, I think, in what Riley's doing right now. And the fact that she's doing it as a freshman, she went from a freshman to sophomore year. There's not many setters that start as freshmen in the area or around the state. You just don't see it because you usually want a little bit more experience, a little more age at that position. But for the fact that she stepped in as a freshman and she's continued to shell out great performances, credit to her too. It's absolutely incredible to watch.
And the one last thing we'll talk about with what makes it so awesome, what she's doing is not only is she impacting the floor and doing all the technical things that a center needs to do, but Ty, you and I both know you can't be a center without being a leader. You have to be a leader on the floor, and to come in as a freshman and be a leader and put your hitters in the right position. If they're not, she was able to say, hey, you need to get to this spot. You need to get to this spot in the net. To be able to come in and do that as a freshman when you're not the oldest player on the team by a long shot, that's really impressive too. And it's not something that everyone's built for. You can't coach leadership. Either someone has it or someone doesn't. And you could have all the technical things that a setter needs, but if you can't be a leader of the team and you can't get people to rally around you, then that's going to take away from your game. And Riley is not only good at all the technical aspects of setting, but she's also a phenomenal leader on the floor, which adds to her game even more.
And I mean, it's she's a leader of few words, but when she does choose to speak, it's very impactful to the team as well, no doubt. And I mean, she's not slacking on play too, and she's always giving it 100% out there. And you can see with the numbers that she consistently puts up, match in and match out.
It's always funny when I see the quieter players like off the court, but they're so loud on the court. Like Riley communicates really well on the court. When she wants someone to be somewhere, she's going to tell them, hey, get there. And then, not the loudest person off the court, but man, when it's like a different person, when she steps on that floor in between those lines, she communicates pretty dang well.
Yeah, Fitch, no doubt, is going to be is set up volleyball wise for the next few years. As long as you got all number one at that setter position, check mark, you're going to be all right.
At Riley for a couple of years, you have good libero for a couple of years. And then you have, Kylie Folkwine on the outside for a couple of years too. So those are the three things that every good team really needs. You need good defense, a good hitter, and a good setter. And they have three of those players locked in for a while, not to mention the role players that come and do their job so well as well.
Yeah, and they continue to elevate the talent there at Fitch, and they do a good job there as well.
It's going to be a very interesting tournament.
I've always said too, and I think I said this in one of the interviews earlier too, and I mean credit to the Fitch girls too, the ones that are multiple sport athletes and the ones that are solo sport athletes too. They've kind of carried the flag of success in Austintown athletics the last like 5-6 years.
Especially it's like the bookends, right? Because you get awesome success in the volleyball season from the volleyball team, and then you in the sports year with what the softball team is able to do. So you have these great bookends to the athletic season, both by female sports.
And we had that, and I mean the girls basketball is trying to get back to that level too. But when Sabrina Hunter was there, man, I mean that was the team as well too. So I mean, there's been success last decade or so with Fitch, and especially in the girls sports as well. So credit to them for always kind of carrying the flag of consistent success over the years, no doubt.
Ty, I want to give you a shout out because you've been putting in the work today. This is Riley was your fifth interview of the day?
Yeah, fourth or fifth. I've lost track at this point.
I've gotten a couple. So fans of YSN, there's going to be a slew of content coming out in the next 24 to 48 hours that you do not want to miss, whether it be Fitch volleyball, got a lot of those. Got some Mooney volleyball this morning. I got some Boardman girls soccer and Crestview volleyball a little bit later out this afternoon. Then some Ursuline football to close out the night. So a lot of content coming out your way if you're a YSN fan. So you got to stay tuned.
Before I head out to it, I just want to shoot some love to some of the guys we got on our staff too. Guys like Matt Mars, guys like CJ Bako Ford. When you talk about soccer too, elevating that sport this year and doing a heck of a job at it as well too. And there's other guys too, Zach Svensson and some other ones to shout out to that have just been doing a great job carrying that flag for both boys and girls soccer and saying this is a sport that needs some coverage and we're going to give it to them too. And we've had more soccer matches than I think ever before on YSN.
We already beat last year's soccer total. And we actually, like last year, we took a pretty big step up. Like if you look at last year compared to 2 years ago, last year we took a step up, but this year we've risen the bar with soccer coverage, and we actually already beat last year's soccer total. And so we're going to shatter it by the end of the year. And we have some big ones on the network tonight.
Credit to
all you somewhere tonight, Ty? Preview your game before you go.
I'm going to Camel for Camel versus LeBray, round 2. It was a 5-set match. LeBray got the edge 3-2 in LeBray last time. I was just in Camel last night. They have great support there. They have a whole
I love their fans.
Yeah, pregame hype video for it too. Yeah, they're loud. And I mean, even the JV team gets hyped for them as well. So I always love returning to Soup City and getting a chance to love on that Camel community too. And I remember I have some fond memories being in Camel. So I always love returning there, and I'm excited for this one tonight. Hopefully, it's a good one, as the Red Devils are looking to beat their sixth, conference opponent this year. And I mean, everyone aside from Crestview, if they win this one, they could say they've beaten everyone in the conference.
I have to double check, Ty, but I think second place in the VAC. I know no one likes to run for second place, but second place still up in the air right now in that MVAC conference. And when you can say, "Hey, we're just one below Crestview, and we've beaten everybody else,"
and
it's pretty impressive.
It was pretty. I found out too. I didn't know this, that Camel was a JV team beat Crestview's JV.
They did. I was there. They beat them in 3.
That's huge. Even that small step is huge for this program. And credit what Coach Allen and all of his staff are doing in building that program up to being a respectable, competitive, and eye-opening program now.
We're talking about great setters. They have one in Carla Ramirez Ortiz,
top 5 in the area, maybe
the best setter that Camel's ever had, hands down. She already shattered the career record for assists. Has the career record for not the career record, but has the record for assists in a match as well with 49. One of the best, actually the best Camel's ever had, and one of the best in the area. Like you said, probably top 5. We have a lot of good ones.
I mean, and I might be biased, but like if I was going to give you a top 3 in the ones that I've seen, I'd go Riley, I'd go Carla, I'd go Sophia Day for
and then you throw Samantha Aulette in there from,
and I haven't had the chance to see her, but I know
2,000 really already, and trying to chase her sister's record of 2,272. And then, of course, Grace Hour, who sets. Everyone forgets that she sets for that team. Hits, sets, digs, whatever you want her to do.
Drives the bus, makes the lunches.
right, makes the lunches. Schedule field trips.
You look at
she cleans the bus when it's all over.
If they could surpass 2,200 assists, I think that gets them on the all-time records list and top, I think, 40 on the OHSAA list. You'll have to check me on that, but I think it starts minimum at the 2,200 level. So, and you're talking of beyond that to 2,000 assists, you're probably only looking at roughly a couple hundred, maybe if that, in the state of Ohio. I'd even say maybe 150. And the fact that we're getting this many, it just goes to show how rich we are in that position in this area right now.
We're getting close. I know for a long time we've been looking up at the teams in Canton and Massillon and that northeast metro area, in the Akron metro area, for high school volleyball in our Youngstown area. But we are getting dang close, and you can see it. We're closing the gap really, really quickly.
And it goes back to the youth, man, and it just gets kids involved earlier and realizing that that's a position that you need to develop at a young age. And if you want quality volleyball teams, it starts really with that setter to be able to spread that ball around.
I've also said it too, Ty. I think we're getting more and more younger coaches that have come from the JO level, either being an assistant on the teams or being the head coach of teams. And when you're in the club volleyball world as well as the high school, you bring this a different mindset to coaching high school volleyball. You know exactly what high level volleyball looks like. And, you see that most of the teams that are successful have a coach that has either been in club volleyball for a long time or is currently involved in club volleyball. There aren't too many coaches out there that have super successful teams that are just coaching it in the high school world and then, saying goodbye to volleyball for the rest of the season. They are involved in club. Coach Hour coaches a national club team in the off season.
And that's what we need too. I mean, and credit to the old minds that are still in the sport. We need them too, but we need that balance. We need we need young, fresh minds bringing it in, challenging some of the older routines and the older thought processes in the sport, because it just makes sports better as a whole all the way around.
We're not playing side out volleyball anymore. Some of these coaches, it feels like they're playing side out volleyball still. It's like, hey, you have to get this rally volleyball now. You can't get the ball in this serve to get the point. We're not doing that anymore.
Yeah, it is. It's a different mindset, no doubt. And I mean, I'm excited for tournament time. It's going to be a fun one here on the network as we get
tournament draw is Sunday, Ty, which means Monday's episode of Running Point we'll have a bracket for you, and we'll be able to break it down. And as a volleyball guy, I'm very excited for it.
It's so crazy how quickly the season goes by. We're already in talks of the brackets too, but it is going to be exciting to see where things shake out and what the road ahead is going to look like for some of these teams. And I tell you what, Ant, I mean, it's always a tough road in volleyball because there are some powerhouses around the region and outside of the region. But I really think this year we got a chance for a couple of these teams to make a nice run.
Yeah, you look at, and we'll talk more about this when the brackets come out, of course, but you look at the regions, and every division has that one team that's like looming a little bit in the region that's outside the YSN family that you got to get past, and they're all in our region. You don't have any of those big powerhouses that are, oh, we'll see them in state. No, it's like they're all looming right in that regional, so you got to get them to get past into state. But we're gonna give it the old college effort, and we have a lot of good teams that have a good chance.
I'm excited for it too, and I'll be tuning in and looking forward to seeing your edition of the bracketology breakdown.
Yeah.
Bracketology breakdown on Monday.
You know what? Come on the show. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, if I'm available, obviously, if I got some free time, I'll always be willing to jump.
Free up some time.
Yeah, will do. And always great talking with you. Always great stopping by.
All right, Ty. Thanks again for the time, and we'll see you again real soon.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Mr. Ty Bartell, always fun to have him on the show, and that's the second time this week. A little nostalgia for you Running Point fans. The OGs that have been here for a couple of years remember when Ty was my guest host every day for a good solid first year of the transition to Running Point when we became the hosts. And I said it yesterday, I'll say it again for the people that missed it. If you like what the show looks like now and the way it's kind of conducted, Ty Bartell deserves a lot of the credit for that because he had a lot of great ideas that we've run with. And even though he's not on the show every day anymore, we're still doing a lot of things that me and him kind of put our brains together and structured back when we were both the hosts. So anytime someone compliments Running Point or says, hey, we really love what the show's doing and how the show looks, and I appreciate it, I do, but I always am the guy that kind of shifts a piece of the credit off the Ty too, because he did a wonderful job in his time here on the show as well. We want to go into the scoreboard from last night and see some of the results that we can talk about from a night ago. And we'll bring up the scoreboard brought to you by Burnett Pools, Spas, and Hot Tubs. Let's see what we got. On the Wednesday, October 4th, 2023. Not a big volleyball slate, but still some really good ones, as Jefferson and Ashleyville St. John. A big opportunity for the Heralds, obviously, as they went into a monster in Division 2. This is 2 divisions up for the Heralds going up into Jefferson. Jefferson got the win, but I guarantee you being exposed to this volleyball will help St. John in the Division 4 tournament. This is a big opportunity for them to kind of get a measuring stick, break down every part of that film, and see where did we do well, what things do we have to improve on, and they'll go from there, because it wasn't a blowout sweep. It was one of those sweeps where every set had their competitive moments and was competitive and close, and Jefferson was able to pull out all 3 of those sets. We go to Lisbon. They were able to take down Malvern in 5 sets. An impressive night for Eliza Baker. She's having a heck of a season. We don't talk about her enough. She was up for Baird Brothers Big Dog of the Valley for a reason last week, and she's having a great year for Lisbon, and they get another win. They are 1 win off of being 500. They are 9-10 on the season. So Lisbon trying to get to that 500 mark in the last week of the regular season. McDonald, this is a big win over LeBray in an inter MVAC matchup. McDonald gets the win in 4 sets. LeBray team's going to come in hot to Camel, so Ty better watch out. And the Camel Red Devils better watch out because LeBray is always good coming off of a loss. Every time they've played off of a loss this year, they've played really, really sharp. As always, we will do these first 3 rows, and then we'll scroll over to the last one, so we are not skipping Jackson Milton Matthews. We will get to it. Let's go to Cardinal Mooney. They got the Steel Valley Conference win over Cheney in straight sets there. We have Camel Memorial getting the straight set victory over a very scrappy Heartland Christian team that has been playing very good as of late. They came into last night with 7 wins. But I think 5 of those wins came in the last 2 weeks. Rough start, but they started to put things together. So Heartland was coming in hot. Campbell, though, they're the Red Devils. They have more heat, and they get the sweep. We have Crestview. They were able to drop to Waterloo last night in girls soccer, 1-0, the final score there. Big win for Waterloo to bring some momentum into the tournament. Garrettsville, Garfield, and Newton Falls shut out each other in a tie, 0-0. West Branch runs away from rival Salem, 7-0, the final score there. Canfield finishes the AAC outright championship. They have that under lock now. They earned a share with Howland winning, but now they have the absolute championship outright, and it is a 3-0 win for the Cardinals to get that. Struthers, gets knocked by Girard 1-0. Lakeview shuts out Hubbard 2-0, the final score there. Let's go into boys soccer a little bit. We had Middle Ridge get the win over Brookfield, 6-1, the final score. Newton Falls and Garfield tie in both boys and girls soccer as the G-Men and Tigers go 3-3 on the boys side. Jackson Milton still having a great season. They go into North Lima, the old South Range football stadium where Heartland plays their home soccer games, and they get the win 6-0, the final score there. Bristol gets the best of LeBray 4-2, and then Waterloo falls to Crestview 4-1. So those two splits the boy-girl doubleheader. Now let's get over to the last column of this scoreboard and finish up our last games. Champion was able to beat LeBray last night 8-0 in boys soccer. We had a big one between Poland and Niles girls, and Poland gets the edge 2-1. What an exciting matchup for them. Springfield earns the big win on senior night 9-0 over Brookfield. So they get to celebrate their seniors the right way. And Jackson Milton gets a win over Matthews in straight sets. We've talked about it a lot over the last couple of days. Jackson Milton starting to find that winning culture here towards the end of the season, putting together some wins and being competitive against some other good teams. So that is the scoreboard brought to you by Burnett Pools, Spas, and Hot Tubs. What a great night it was for Wednesday. What a great night we'll have tonight. We'll go over tonight's schedule a little bit later on in the show. But first, we're going to take a break. We're going to say hi to some of our sponsors, get those bills paid, and then when we come back, we're going to have a player profile featured with Sarah Coons, the senior setter for South Range Volleyball. So don't go anywhere. That's what's in store next on Running Point. Brought to you, as always, by Greenwood Chevrolet in Austintown.
Quality, customer service, and integrity. Those are the 4 words that have driven our success since 1957 at Joe Dickey Electric.
Joe Dickey Electric is one Mahoning Valley landmark business that stays current with the requirements of our customers. Family owned and managed, we are an electrical contractor and energy solutions provider. Every member of our team adds to his or her skill set through ongoing training. Residential, commercial, industrial, automotive, and more. We keep ahead of the needs of our customers with a fleet of more than 50 vehicles and 24/7 emergency service, so you're never left in the dark.
Hi, this is Tommy Clem, owner of WRS Insurance Solutions.
WRS Insurance Solutions is a local, independent agency that specializes in life, Medicare, long-term care, and disability products. Call us at 330-953-3722 or visit us at wrsinsurancesolutions.com to learn more.
Good luck to all the student athletes in the Valley.
The feeling when my hands are on the piano, it's become comforting. It's somewhere that I can express myself. I go to Youngstown State University and my passion is playing music. YSU is allowing me to take what I love and turn it into a career and do it every single day of my life. I'm Alyssa and I'm YN proud.
My guy keeps it 100% of the time. He wants all 100, won't settle for 99. And it's more than stats, because there's people in those numbers. And I was one of the lost sheep. I'm so glad he cares for all 100. I'm 100% saved, 100% free. 100% love, I can be 100% me. He gave all 100 when they put him up on that tree. That's 100% passion for 100% free. So if I play in front of 100, or if I play in front of 2, there's an audience of 1 getting 100% of what I can do.
Shopping for a vehicle online should be easy and worry-free. Introducing Merge from Greenwood Chevrolet, a completely new way to buy a car that combines the convenience of shopping online with the personal touch and expertise that Greenwood is known for. With Merge, shopping is as easy as 1, 2, 3. Choose a vehicle from our pre-owned inventory, build a deal that fits your needs, and finalize the deal with our online buying team. That's car buying in a new lane. Visit greenwoodchevrolet.com and let us go the extra mile for you.
Welcome back to Running Point on ysnlive.com, brought to you as always by those good friends in the top right corner of the screen, Greenwood Chevrolet in Austin Town. They go the extra mile for you. We try to do the same here on this show every single day. One of the ways we do that is we feature player profiles as much as we possibly can, and we have another one. We had Riley Simons live on the show. Want to thank her for her time, of course, from Austin Town Fitch, but we have one that we're going to feature as well. And we're going to stay in that setters category. We're going to keep with the setters, and we're going to talk to another good one that is on the heels of 1,000 career assists. It is Sarah Coons, the senior from South Range. We hope you enjoy this interview with her here live on Running Point. This interview, by the way, and all South Range interviews that aren't done at D'Angelo's are brought to you by Joe Dickey Electric. So enjoy this interview with Sarah Coons, the senior at South Range, senior setter. We're here with a South Range volleyball player profile. I am joined by senior setter Sarah Coons. Sarah, thank you so much for taking the time to join us today.
Thank you so much for having me.
You got it. We said it, senior, and you've been putting a lot of time into this volleyball program. You're one of the veterans of the team for sure. What's it feel like to go into your senior year and know this is kind of the last ride and trying to take everything in?
Well, it's definitely heart-wrenching. It's bittersweet. I really want to end on a good note, and I think I've got the team to do it, and I'm just really happy with where we've gone so far, and I hope we finish the season out pretty well.
Yeah, you talk about this team. It seems a little bit more hungry than teams have passed, and when we talked to Coach Irons before the season started, he talked about your senior class and how they were just hungry to put South Range volleyball back on the map. Have you been feeling that inside the locker room and inside the team this year and the practices, that this team just feels a little bit more hungry to win?
Oh, absolutely. I feel like for a while we've been kind of looked at as the underdogs in the league, and I want to leave like a lasting legacy on the South Range volleyball program. And I think, like I said, with our team, we're going to be able to do that, and I'm just really happy overall.
You talk about legacy. Your last name has already left a legacy at South Range volleyball. It's synonymous with the success that the Raiders have had in the last decade. What's it like to grow up in South Range volleyball and now to look back and know that you spent 4 years building it and now it's your last season?
Well, it's good to know that the hard work has paid off. I remember playing out in the driveway with my sister, countless hours, and coming to the volleyball camps and, practices with her. And it's really great to see how far I've come. And I'm just so thankful that all the coaches that I've been around and all the players have been so welcoming and inviting to me. And I'm glad now that I get to be that player to, younger girls who look up to us.
Let's talk about that sister and what the dynamic is like, what it was like to obviously watch her career and to learn from her and to look up to her. How can you describe that relationship and what it was like growing up watching her play as well?
It was honestly, overall, just really inspiring. I never thought when I was younger, I never thought that I would be playing volleyball, but Mary just, I could tell that she loved the sport, and that like love and passion kind of like had an effect on me. And eventually I felt the same way. And I'm really thankful that she got me into the sport because it's opened me up to such like a loving community and such an awesome team. And I'm just really thankful.
How did you go from thinking you never even want to play it to obviously loving it as much as you did? What was the transition like for you?
Well, a lot of it was me being forced by Mary to practice with her. But like I said, eventually one day just clicked. I tried out for a JO team and, I made it. And the coach there said she saw a lot of potential in me. And I finally found, something that I like enjoy doing and something that I was good at. So it was pretty sudden, but I'm glad that I did find love for it eventually.
And talk about this moment. You're learning this sport. You're trying out for a JO team for the first time, and you hear a coach that has been doing it for a while and coaching great players where she can handpick who comes in. It's a club team.
Mm-hmm.
She says that I see potential in you. You are going to be a good player. What did that do for you, especially your self-confidence?
Well, me being in middle school at the time, I didn't really have much self-confidence. That was honestly probably one of the most like meaningful things anyone has ever said to me. Just, it's really good to know that someone believes in you, especially when volleyball wasn't something I was too sure about. And I think the coach internally. I don't know where I would be if someone hadn't, told me that they saw a good volleyball player inside of me.
You have more sets played on this team than anybody. You have sets played since your freshman year. You stepped on the court and you were a part of this team since then. What's that like for you to kind of be a player that has been through everything? And when your team's good, you can tell your team how this feels. And when your team is down or going through adversity, you've been through that too. And you can be the person that says, hey guys, we can get through this. We've been here before. What's that been like for you to be the veteran of the team?
Right. Well, freshman year, it was obviously a lot of pressure. That's helped a lot with especially Anna Toy. She's obviously in the same position that I was in. And I feel like I'm able to kind of understand and relate to her in that way. Like it's so much pressure and you feel like so much is expected from you. But having played as many sets that I have on varsity, it's just I feel like I don't know, I just am so thankful for it and I feel like I've really gotten so many opportunities and I'm able to share that experience with my teammates just through playing together.
So many people are excited about this freshman class, and we know why, watching it all season. What has it been like for you as a senior to watch this freshman team and this freshman class come in and do kind of what you did, step on the varsity floor and succeed almost immediately?
It's honestly great to see. I've been so happy for Anna. I'm so glad that, you can tell she puts her whole heart into volleyball and everything she does related with it. And all the freshmen, you can tell that they're all so passionate and they all care so much about the sport. And it's just like, you can tell in the way that they play, the way that they persevere through matches, it's really inspiring. Even as a senior, having been through that, I learn from them every day.
How much do you and your senior classmates, feel that what you guys do this year and the leadership that you show these young girls this year is going to pay off for the program in years to come when they grow up to be the leaders of the team?
I think overall, the senior class, we focused on, overall, like the main thing being kind to, the younger girls. I don't like to be bossy or, I just don't think that's how the younger girls, want to be treated. And I appreciate all the other seniors agreeing with me on that. And we've just overall tried to set a good example, be a good influence. And like I said, overall, just be kind.
I want to talk about Coach Irons and being with him for the last several years. And obviously he's gone through his own share of adversity and you guys had to have a season without him and you guys got to get him back. And what it's been like to go through that whole journey with him and what it's been like to be coached by Coach Irons.
It's just been really moving, watching, his story unfold, as a senior, as a freshman. Obviously, like I said, lots of pressure, but he always made me feel comfortable on the team. And I thank him for that. And then sophomore year, obviously, when he wasn't able to be here, it was still inspiring for me to watch him, still come to all of our games and persevere through his treatments. And then it just made, when he came back junior year, it made it so much more meaningful and so much more powerful. And we had like a sense of momentum going into our junior season. And then senior year, he's been my coach since day one. And I just really want to, make him proud and finish off the season well.
Since it's senior season, we have to talk about future goals and what you want to see for yourself after you graduate South Range. We don't want to see you go, but it's a reality that you're going to have to go here pretty soon. What are some of the things that you want to do after you graduate South Range?
Well, currently I'm thinking about going into nursing. My sister is a nurse. She's in the labor and delivery unit. I've been inspired by her in many ways, and one of those being I want to follow the same career path. I'm thinking about maybe Kent State. Obviously, I would love to play volleyball in college. I think that maybe it would be more of a recreational thing than playing it for a college team. However, besides that, I think I have a good future ahead of me, and I'm just really excited to, continue my life.
Well, obviously rec volleyball is something that you do, but do you think there could ever be a coach Sarah Coons? Do you think you would make a good coach in the volleyball world after you get done with all the grueling schoolwork that you obviously have to do as to be a nurse?
I've absolutely thought about it before, even coming back to South Range and possibly coaching. I feel like it would just be something that I really enjoy. Coach K has been a big inspiration. Just seeing how, I can tell we all admire her, especially for her being so young and being such a big influence on our school. And she started out just coaching too, and I would love to, follow in her footsteps as well.
Let's talk a little bit more about Coach K, since you brought her up, and it opens the door to having someone that has just embraced the whole South Range community and not just coach you guys, but now a faculty member as well, supports everybody outside of athletics, whether they're, in the play or they're in the band, whatever it may be. What's it like to have someone in the school system, a coach for you, but a faculty member for other people, that just takes the time to show the students and the athletes that they care about them beyond, I'm coaching you?
It's just so moving to know that there's someone standing behind you who knows what it's like to basically be in the school and be a student. She's just been such like a beam of positivity and light, and I'm just so thankful to have her with us. She's been with me since my freshman year, as well as Coach Irons, and I feel like she was a big part of my confidence building. She would always, let me know what I could be doing better, but would also chime in on the good things that I was doing, which I really appreciate.
All right, Sarah, one of the things I want to ask you about before we let you go are role models, right? The people that you look up to. You're a role model now for the younger players in the South Range. Who are some people that you look to for inspiration and you look to on those days where you need pick-me-ups?
Well, I would say probably one of the biggest inspiration for me is my sister. She loved volleyball, and I would say she got me into the sport. And I pretty much ask her after every game what I could be doing better, what mistakes that I made, and whenever I'm in a bad play, I think about what would Mary do. Besides that, I think of, my mom and my dad, obviously. My mom always just tells me to have fun. Same with my dad. And I just think of them whenever I'm in, the low end of playing.
All right, Sarah, you just mentioned some really influential people. Before we let you go, I want to give you the chance to shout out anybody else, or you could give double, triple shout outs. Don't really matter. I'm going to give you the time to give whoever you want to shine a light on at the end of this interview, their flowers and their shout outs.
Yeah, well, honestly, I would thank everyone in the South Range volleyball program. Obviously, my seniors, Olivia, Madison, Maddie, and Gretchen. They've all just been such supportive teammates, and I'm glad that I'm, in that class. I'm proud to call myself their teammates. Obviously, Coach Irons and Coach K, they've just been such a big help. Not even just being like a skills coach, but like mentally, they've just helped me so much. Once again, my sister, I have I can't explain how much she's helped me. Same goes with the rest of my family, my mom, my dad, my grandma, my brothers, my brothers. They've just all been so supportive of me, and I couldn't thank them enough.
All right, Sarah, we want to thank you so much for taking the time to join us and giving us an insight into your senior season and in this South Range program. We wish you the best of luck the rest of the season, and we can't wait to talk to you real soon.
Right. Thank you.
That was Sarah Coons from South Range Volleyball. They are going through a little bit of a tough stretch right now. They lost in 5 sets against Boardman last night, unfortunately, for the Raiders. And they're going to need seniors like Sarah Coons to pick that team up and get a little bit of momentum here in the last week of the season before they go into tournament time. As they've ridden a roller coaster of a season. Tough start, 3-4 start, 7-game win streak to get to 10-4, and now unfortunately a 5-game losing streak. They're back down to 10-9. But the Raiders have great leadership, and Sarah Coons is one of the players that has been there, done that, been in every situation you could possibly think of being in. And if anyone can get them back on track, it's going to be players like that, especially when she has a great sister to look up to in Mary, who was a very good volleyball player for South Range as a libero. So we'll continue to watch the Raiders and see what they can do in the postseason. Let's go into the scoreboard for tonight and see what games are happening on and off the network. Tonight, of course, is October 5th. We got some big ones for you tonight. We'll start with volleyball. United taking on Southern Local in the EOAC battle. Southern trying to make it another one in their belt after beating Wellsville for the first time since 2017 on Tuesday. Orange taking on Chagrin Falls, Edgewood taking on Geneva. Jefferson can get a CVC championship tonight if they beat Lakeside. West Branch are going to be playing Massillon, Washington at home for senior night for the Warriors. Brook travels to Edison. Liberty goes to Champion. Niles goes to Hubbard. We have East Liverpool hosting Oak Glen. Going to be a very good volleyball match in the Potter Fieldhouse tonight. Newton Falls goes and hosts Brookfield. Crestview hosting Garrettsville Garfield. We have Canfield hosting Howland. They finished the season with 4 home games in a row starting tonight before the Cardinals have to get ready for postseason. Latonia will travel to East Palestine tonight. McDonald goes to Lowville. We have Middle Ridge trying to stay on pace in the MVAC. They will host Springfield. Warren JFK, they'll host Ursuline. Lisbon, they make the trip, and they don't make the trip. They make Valley Christian make the trip to Lisbon. They'll be hosting the Eagles tonight. Boardman back at home after beating South Range on the road. They will play against Warren Harding in the AAC tonight. Western Reserve travels to Sebring. We have Jackson Milton. They are hosting Waterloo tonight. South Range tries to bounce back. They travel to Struthers. Campbell Memorial gets the gets the game against LeBray. Ty Bartel, of course, will be there on the call. I will be in Lakeview. NE8 championship tonight on the line. Lakeview has a share of it locked. Whether win or lose, they're going to get an NE8 championship. But Girard looking to get a piece of it, and Lakeview looking to get it outright. Columbiana, they already have the outright EOAC championship, but they want to shore up that undefeated season in the conference. They will go into Wellsville tonight to play the Tigers. Boys soccer tonight. Let's see what we got. As we're going to have Brookfield going to Columbiana. Heartland Christian traveling to Campbell Memorial. Canfield going to Boardman, a big one in the AAC. Salem going to Beaver Local. Badger travels to Pymatuning Valley. Lakeside goes to Grand Valley. Lakeview goes to Girard tonight. And Niles goes to South Range. Poland going to hit the road and travel to Hubbard as Ursuline goes to Fitch. Warren Harding goes to Howland, and then Warren JFK goes to United. So we scroll down to girls soccer tonight. Badger going to Pie Valley. Springfield girls, after winning last night, will travel to United. Champion hosting Berkshire, which is a big game in Division 3. Might be the last big test for Champion to pass. See if they can beat Berkshire tonight. Ursuline will host Beaver Local. And then last but not least, Archbishop Hoban girls, they will host Orange. Some other notable games that are happening tonight. One volleyball game that is happening for sure. Hoban traveling to Marlington. Really excited about that one. Marlington's been a D2 staple in our area for a long time. So they'll welcome in the Knights. And I'm looking forward to that one as well. I will be in Lakeview for Girard and Lakeview volleyball. And then some other games that are going to be on the network can be found at ysnlive.com/live. Make sure to check out all the action tonight and get your appetizer before we get back here tomorrow with Football Friday. I'll be back here tomorrow 1 to 2. Football Friday on Running Point. Can't get any better than that. On